Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now we're forming a brand new Ethereum pattern that we need to be paying attention to. And also, the last time Ethereum was this oversold was when Ethereum was at $100 per coin. I'll be talking about all of that and more later in this video. Definitely stick around. Starting off on the 3-day Ethereum chart, and honestly, there's nothing much that has happened since yesterday, so I'm going to keep this really quick. Basically, we still have this level of resistance in play at around 2160, and this level of support obviously at 1700, where we have bottomed out so far at least. But if you're zooming into the smaller timeframes, like the 4-hour chart, taking a look at the shorter term, as I mentioned in yesterday's Ethereum update video, this bullish divergence was beginning to wear off already yesterday, and ever since that point right there, obviously we've played out a little bit of short-term bearish price action, nothing major, but looking in the 4-hour Ethereum RSI, this has essentially turned around since yesterday even more, and is currently in a shorter-term downtrend, which basically confirms the fact that this bullish divergence has now finished. But as I also mentioned yesterday, this is pretty much what I normally expect from a bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, basically just a few days, maybe up towards around a week worth of sideways to bullish price action, and then it begins to wear off again. But obviously, larger bullish divergences on larger timeframes last for longer. And speaking about the Ethereum RSI, taking a look at the Ethereum RSI on the weekly time frame, this right now is very close to oversold territories. In fact, the last time that the weekly Ethereum RSI was this low was actually back at the end of 2018, early 2019. And during that time period, for the most part, the price of Ethereum was sitting at around $100. And the time before that, when the RSI on the weekly time frame was at these sort of levels, was back during the end of 2016, early 2017, and the price of Ethereum at that stage was at around $7 per coin. Now, obviously, the weekly Ethereum RSI still has some room to the downside. For example, we're not in oversold territories just yet, like what we were in back in 2018. But according to Ethereum's entire price history, when the weekly Ethereum RSI is this low at these sort of levels, that normally comes in confluence with an incredible opportunity to accumulate some Ethereum at much cheaper prices compared to what is potentially coming next over the coming months and years. But obviously, this is all talking about the big picture, the much longer term for Ethereum, not the immediate short-term price action. Because in the 2018 example, the weekly Ethereum RSI first got to these sort of levels during around August, September 2018, and we still actually had a couple more months to go before we finally bottomed out for the bear market. And once again, that took the weekly Ethereum RSI from these levels down towards oversold territories, where then we bottomed out. So just keep that in mind as well. Technically, there is still some room to the downside, but considering the opportunity that we have right now, because we might not end up going into oversold territories, personally, I'm currently using this opportunity to accumulate some more Ethereum at cheaper prices. But my long-term Ethereum strategy is to simply dollar cost average and dollar cost average heavier when we get oversold. And especially as we run into my price targets like 1700, for example, I picked up more Ethereum right there, as I said I would before that actually happened. And over here on this Ethereum chart, we've seen some different areas of opportunity based on the Ethereum short positions on the Bitfinex exchange, which is this line right here. And since yesterday, we've seen another small decline in the Ethereum short positions on this particular exchange. But other than that, nothing much else has changed about this chart. So if you're new to the channel, or if you missed my last Ethereum update video, definitely check that one out if you want to know more about this important Ethereum chart. Now taking a quick look at the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart on the 3-day time frame, and obviously right now we're basically hanging on by a thread because we have this upwards trending line of support coming into play at around 0.067 Bitcoin per Ethereum. And so if we see a confirmed break below that line of support with something like a 3-day candle close below that level of support, for example, then that would confirm a break to the downside, which would obviously be bearish for Ethereum versus Bitcoin, which would basically mean Ethereum would be underperforming against Bitcoin on the larger timeframes. So in that scenario, if we see a confirmed break to the downside here, then personally, I would move a little bit of my own Ethereum into Bitcoin, while Ethereum potentially pulls back against Bitcoin in that scenario. But once again, we have not confirmed a break to the downside, at least just yet, and the next 3-day candle close is in around 3 hours from now, so this will be important to pay attention to. And zooming into the shorter term on the Ethereum versus Bitcoin charts here on the 4-hour time frame, we're currently forming both a bullish divergence and a bearish divergence. But the bullish divergence is a classic bullish divergence because we're seeing lower lows in the price action, but higher lows in the RSI, so that is a regular bullish divergence, whereas this bearish divergence, this is what's known as a hidden or a weak bearish divergence because we're seeing lower highs in the price, but higher highs in the RSI, whereas a regular bearish divergence is higher highs in the price and lower highs in the RSI. But considering the fact that we're still seeing the highs diverge away from each other between the price action and the RSI, this is still a form of bearish divergence. But like I said, it's known as either a hidden bearish divergence or a weak bearish divergence, and as the name suggests, it's simply weaker than a regular bearish divergence. So this overall pattern right here, this overall divergence between the price and the RSI is technically more bullish than bearish. So obviously this is a good sign to see for Ethereum versus Bitcoin, at least in the shorter term, but keep in mind this is only on the 4-hour time frame, so it is not as significant compared to this pattern right here on the 3-day time frame, because the larger the time frame, the more significant it is. So if we confirm a break to the downside here on the 3-day time frame, then this bullish divergence on the 4-hour chart won't really matter. And just taking a quick look at the Bitcoin dominance chart here on the 3-day time frame, and honestly nothing much has happened since yesterday. So if you want to know more about this chart right here, which is actually important for all altcoin holders out there, make sure to check out my last Ethereum update video here on the channel. And if you want to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter what direction the price is heading, make sure to check out one of these uploads popping up right here on your screen, because in both of these videos, I review how I continue to make money in crypto no matter what prices are doing. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.